Hey guys, welcome back to Phantom Sage Powers, where we discuss comics, heroes, villains, and the Reign. We are continuing into the Reign of X with the return of X-Force, with X-Force issue number 15 right now. Don't you think it would be better if I were part of the interrogation? Nope. But Logan, Jean's not asking the hard questions. She's simply eating information. It's the difference between a critic and a consumer, you see. I'm the one who asks the hard questions, and I'm the one who's given the hard no. You ain't getting in, Beast. That was Jeannie's one condition. She's in there grilling one of our own, but trust has been lost all around. Some of that blame's on you. Sure as hell hope Colossus don't know anything about what the Russians are up to. But if he does, we'll deal with him. Question is, who's gonna hold you accountable, Hank? There you are. It's about time. Behave yourself, bub. Well, won't you tell us? We're desperate to know what's been going on in there. He's clean. He's not going to ask you for an apology, Beast, but I'm going to demand you give him one. So previously in the pages of X-Force, before the X of Swords tournament, Beast had a bit of a falling out with the rest of the X-Force team because he was basically being reckless and making decisions unilaterally without the consent or input of the other members. Jean especially took great offense to this as he basically almost wiped out an entire country and then lied about it, sending the team into the country to pretty much clean up his mess. But Jean, being a telepath, found out about it and absolutely humbled him. Well, that humbling doesn't seem to have stuck because Beast is still acting pretty arrogant, and this is the whole reason Jean resigned from the team, because she cannot stand Beast. Likewise, Wolverine isn't too happy with him either because of this plan he enacted to find out who was helping Mikhail Rasputin. And because Colossus is also Russian and Mikhail's brother, Beast accuses Colossus of colluding with Mikhail without any real evidence, but he also arrests Omega Red, kind of as a cover to say, hey, I'm arresting anybody that's Russian. But I noticed he didn't have magic, so I'm curious how she feels about all this. After an attack on Krakoa by Russian super soldiers, Beast spearheaded the public arrest of Colossus due to his national and familial ties. Threats to Krakoa's safety are closing in on all sides. Is X-Force prepared to meet them? Krakoa is always changing. Every day mountains fall, valleys rise, and peninsulas sprout. Forests make way for flower-filled meadows that later become bogs. You feel it constantly. The tremors, big and small, shaking the ground. As the island transforms, X-Force needs to transform too. What do you propose, Jean? You have a vacancy on your intelligence roster, Beast, and you have a mutant with a personal stake in Russia and Mikhail. Colossus doesn't want to fight anymore, but he does want to help. Let him help. Bring him on board. That's your good deed. Here's your bad. Omega Red is guilty. Told you that from the beginning. I wish it were that simple. You told me to hunt for information about the Vampire Nation, and while I can't find that, I can deduce he's been mesmerized. I know he's lying, but there's a fog in the way of the lie. In hell. So what is it? Nothing else you can do? We let him go. I've seen this firsthand. Let me tell you, if Dracula's involved, and if the vampires are daywalking, we all should fear a red planet. I said let me finish, you barbarian. We found something especially interesting when we scanned Omega Red. The carbonadium synthesizer, within which is a detonator. I'm leaving. I've done what I can, and I don't want any part of whatever scheme is brewing in Beast's head right now. We can only presume that the vampires gave Omega Red what he has long wanted, the carbonadium synthesizer, yes? So that he in turn would give them what they wanted? Blood? Intelligence on Krakoa? It only makes sense that we play the same game. By letting him go, you're not making any sense. We put him in the pit, or I put him in the grave. You've of course heard of the quote, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Sun Tzu, The Godfather, actually. There's a way we might use Omega Red as well, as a double agent. Dracula can penetrate a mind as easily as he can penetrate a jugular. So the trick is, Omega Red can't know that he's working for us. He'll remain in the dark. Okay, I don't know what exactly is going on here, but it looks mad creepy. I was assuming that it was Krakoa doing this, but I'm not so sure. Good afternoon, Forge. Dear me. Check it out, Spanx McCoy. I dreamed up a new way for us to go down. Give me 1 second. To Ralph up all the oxygen-rich fluorocarbons. If that's the only side effect, it sure beats the bends. So, what are you here for? An enema kit? You always seem jammed up with something. Forge is such a It's super funny though. He always picks on Beast, and he's not wrong. Beast is really uptight, but I love Forge's jovial demeanor. He's usually pretty lighthearted and really happy because he gets to play with all this new tech and make all kinds of new gadgets and toys, which he absolutely adores. He really loves his job, you can tell. I would like you to build me a replacement for this. Carbonadium synthesizer? This Reds? Indeed. But I was hoping you could make some improvements to the design. Audio surveillance and a homing beacon. Just so. Something I should know? Something you should be telling me? Not at all. I've got everything under control. Man, what the Beast? I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but clearly Beast had something to do with it. And don't get me wrong, I know Omega Red is not a good person, but that's pretty cold to have that man tied up like that and gagged and just blow a hole through his sternum. Damn. Resurrection Protocols Omega Red. The subject in this case has no rights or authorship over his life or resurrection due to his status as a national security threat. He will be subject to mesmerism when encountering the vampire nation, so his mind must remain intact, or to put it more bluntly, as nasty as ever. In this way, he will not be so much a sleeper agent as a sleepwalking agent. He must be brought back precisely as he was before, except for these two specifications. 1. He will be outfitted with a carbonadium synthesizer constructed by Forge. 2. He will have no memory of his death. To that point, he should have no memory of his rebirth, so his consciousness should not engage for several hours after hatching. Objections from the 5. Given the sensitive nature of this case, we believe it should be reviewed by the Quiet Council. Pending the judgment of the Quiet Council, we believe Omega Red should remain in stasis. Objection nullified by Xavier. X-Force has the authorization to override standard protocols. Counter objections from the 5. Is this an individual authorization, or a ruling for all future resurrections? Doesn't this set a dangerous precedent for X-Force's oversight? Has an alternate and more humane resurrection been considered, whereby Omega Red is no longer reliant on the carbonadium synthesizer, or his past traumas potentially cleaned from his consciousness, to produce a more amiable ally, with free will and gratitude? Counter objection nullified by Xavier. To clarify, unless otherwise noted, X-Force has absolute authority on this matter. Sir, we're approaching an air and sea exclusion zone. We're in international waters, 1,000 miles from anything. It's Krakoa, sir. We're going to need to divert our course. How the are we supposed to keep track of that island when it's always on the move? Agreed, sir. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn when I say the mutants are extremely annoying. What in the name of was that? Have we run aground? Have we been torpedoed? Report. I'm uncertain, sir. It wasn't there until it was. It came from below. I really don't know what's going on, because why would Krakoa attack humans and put them at risk? I don't know. I don't know what exactly is going on. It's really creepy though. He doesn't want to see you. Then perhaps you can pass along these gifts to him. I've developed some Krakoan paints he might enjoy. The greens are especially vivid. I'll just leave it here. Do you know how much of your body is made up of water? Roughly 60%. 59, 58, 57, 56. I could keep going. The heart itself is 73% water, but I'm guessing you're a little dry there. Bruh, Colossus's girlfriend ain't f***ing with Beast. She really doesn't like him, and I don't blame her. Beast always has some ulterior motive, so he's out here bringing gifts, but what does he really want? I deserve it. I'm sorry. It's okay, Kayla. I understand why he did what he did. He made the wrong decision for the right reason. Please? Thank you. Thank you both. I'll put these to good use. A canvas is a good place to relieve bad feelings. Wait, I've forgiven you now, so you can go now in peace. There's just one more thing. Go get it, Rufus. Where did you get that mutt anyway? He's a rescue dog. You know, every time he drops a deuce, we can taste it. The veg isn't displeased, I should say. It's good fertilizer, it is. Hold on. Hold on one pisser of a second. What's wrong? Something's coming. Something. Rufus, we thought it was driftwood. Rufus! We've got you. You found a safe shore. Now, tell us what happened. It came from below. Beast, Sage, anybody, if you're listening on the comm. Surf's up. I mean, dang, Domino can't catch a break. I mean, she's lucky, but I guess her dog wasn't. This was a great issue of X-Force to dive back into after the events of the X of Swords tournament, and to see what the team has been doing and what they're up to. Of course, the interrogation of Colossus and Omega Red was the first thing they tackled, and it appears that Beast hasn't quite learned his lesson from what happened in Terra Verde, and that whole debacle with him messing with the telephoronics and infecting the president's son and turning him into a plant monster, and basically turning that whole country into a biohazard. So it looks like he's still on that because it looks like to me that he executed Omega Red and is probably making Forge complicit in this action by going to him for help replacing that carbonadium synthesizer. That memo regarding Omega Red and his resurrection was really telling, because it seems like he's using Xavier's declaration that X-Force basically has executive privilege and oversight over any procedures or protocols. He's really pushing it to the limit. And like I said previously, that was a huge mistake on Xavier's part to give Beast that blank check to basically do whatever he wants to do, so long as it's in the interest of preserving mutant kind against threats of all kinds. Basically, that's a very broad and open definition. That could be anything. So I wonder if the Five are going to flex their power a little bit more to go to the Quiet Council anyway and to push back against this, because Beast needs the Five to bring back Omega Red. You know, it can't be done without them, so they can just say no, technically. But I wonder how this plays out. As far as these scary vines that are coming out from the water and grabbing whales and sailors and whoever else they come across, I'm not sure what is going on, but it's creeping me out. Ew, like, bro, like, it's inside their bodies and like possessing them. Like, ooh. It puts me in mind of Terra Verde and what happened there, and the plants merging with the humans and animals. So I wonder if that's tied to that, or is this some kind of ongoing theme? I don't know. It's creepy. If you like this episode, give me that thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to get updates. If you'd like to become a member of the crew for real, go to my page, check out the join tab, and I have very affordable memberships like under $1, and you get early access to all of my content days and days earlier than everyone else. And it goes a long way to helping me continue my channel and bring you more X-Men lore. Thank you again for coming back, and I'll catch you in the next issue.